This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ping.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to Transformations with Tarasutphen. Tarasutphen is the author of Blame It on Your Past Lives, Soul Agreements, and The Abenda Chronicles. Grammy-nominated audios, videos, and MP3 series. You can find these MP3 series now at tarainsight.com.
Welcome to Transformations with Tara. And my guest today and co-host is jasondmckean. And he is the voice of over 1 million Om recordings sold throughout the world. And so many albums. I mean, and they're like 9 or 10.
Something like that.
There. Yeah, but I mean, beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. He's also the omtarotwizard. That's what we nicknamed him long ago because he is a master at tarot. And so Jason, welcome today as we're going to discuss invoking inspiration through the tarot.
Thank you. Good morning, Tara. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, get ready to be inspired.
Yes.
Inspired by the tarot or the tarot. You know, it's funny because, you know, I interchange, you know, back and forth between tarot and tarot. And people ask me, what is it? And I'm like, what it isn't is tarot.
Yeah.
Don't ever say tarot, but, you know, I'm flexible with the others.
Well, they say, you know, it was Tarocco in Italy in 1391 is when it kind of showed up. Although I'm sure, you know, the Egyptians, I'm sure that everybody had this, you know, a paper divination system at one time or another. It just doesn't last, you know, over the decades. But so Italy and France, and that's probably where the tarot came, is from the French version. But I mean, beautiful. You know, I've always loved them. I was first introduced to them when I was in my early 20s, and I've, you know, always just, you know, I always ask for a blessing before I throw the tarot. So that's where I thought that invoking inspiration, invoking a blessing, you know, through the tarot. So you always ask to be blessed because it's not really you just throwing the cards. I mean, so yeah, just anybody come in and tell me my future. You know, you don't really want to do that.
Yeah. So,
and, you know, I don't teach you to do that usually in any of my psychic classes. But the thing is, I mean, you know, because we all have the high road and low road, we always want to go for that high road. The archangels, the shaman, the monks, the priests, the saints, the, you know, people who were on this plane of existence at one time and who have great wisdom to share with us. And so Jason, he does it as every day with clients.
With clients, with classes,
Yeah.
In English and other languages. And, you know, there's lots of ways that one can express their interest in like a modality, whether it's tarot or astrology or whatever. But you're absolutely right. You know, when you have a connection to a spiritual source, and you're looking to either, you know, be helpful to yourself, you know, it's like, I mean, that's the core part of it, is that, you know, you're guiding yourself. And then as you strengthen that connection, it's like you can be of service to others as well. And it isn't just like, you know, where you throw it and say, yeah, whatever comes in as far as like what energy, because it is a relationship, you know, that one builds with your spiritual source and with the tarot, so that, you know, so you can trust it, so that you're not in a place of of fear, when you're reading. You don't fear that a certain card will come up, that maybe expresses a heavier energy. It's like, okay, this is information. I see this. It's about helping me navigate, the circumstances of my life.
Mhm.
And, I have a saying that, I look for that which is helpful, hopeful, and healing.
Mhm.
And so it's always about, helping myself or someone like move through a situation. And it can be, a difficult situation. Most people don't come to a tarot reader because their life is going great. It's like
I
things
think
are
that
awesome.
you're
So
curious. You're curious about what the future holds, because I have a lot of clients who they just want to know.
right. But that, and I agree that the mind, it wants to know. It wants to know details and stuff. But it's usually in those areas that we're trying to just kind of like figure our way through it. If we feel like we have something pretty much handled and all, then it's less like nagging at us. But it's those areas that can be, we don't have to be in desperation. There's all levels of wanting to know. And there are exceptions. There are people who come in and they'll say, give me some inspiration.
Mhm.
And it's those are I feel that with everyone, one can leave with hope. One can leave with a path forward for them, one that they have seen for themselves, not one that I've just given to them, but one that they see for themselves. And it's like, yes, this is what I resonate with. This is what I'm going to start acting upon. And again, that which is helpful, hopeful, and healing in the three H's.
The 3 H's.
Yeah, it's like I can't go with the 4-H because that's something else. That's another organization. So I have to stick with the 3 H's.
Right. You're going to have to like raise bunnies or something.
Right. Right. I'm gonna have to like, it's going to be like livestock tarot.
Right. Well, I'm sure there's a farm tarot. There's so many decks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a collector of so many decks. Do you collect decks too?
No, I've got a number of them, but I only use like a couple of them professionally.
Yeah, I have lots of decks. I mean, maybe 100 decks.
I know people who collect them but don't read because
Right.
they like the art. They're intrigued by the art, but they don't read the tarot. And it's like,
Right. I use all of mine. And then, I get my favorites. And, I tend toward the Italian decks. My favorites are Scapini, which is, this,
the Scapini deck.
The Scapini deck is my favorite. And then my other deck that is my favorite is the Marchetti deck. So I tend toward the Italian decks. Yeah, but I'm a person who reads everything. I like tea leaves. I like Turkish coffee, whatever it is. I'm trying to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading signs.
Read it. And then shamanism, I read this divination of aspects, which is the language of birds. I mean, all of it, I really like it. I think the universe is always speaking, and it's a kind of an interesting language once you kind of get into it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
you can't be too over the top, but you can be, when you're tuning in.
I think that people, that they look for inspiration,
Mhm.
in life. I think that, some people ask for it, like a signpost, give me a sign, that I'm on the right path. And that can be in the form of something that is inspiring, because if you just switch out the word, inspiration with fuel, it's like, it can be where you're being refueled or recharged, you know, to move in a certain direction. If you feel that your spirit is wanting to go in a certain direction, but it's like you're not, you know, you're running out of gas basically on it. You know, it's like, well, which way do I go? You know, it's like we look for inspiration from, you know, different things to help keep us going.
Right.
And so I like to, in the tarot, I'll see it as like the wands.
Yeah.
The wands as being representative of the spirit, and it's an important part of that spark within us. You know, we always need to keep that fire going within us. That's our first responsibility to ourselves,
Right.
is to have a sense of purpose, of meaning in life, and that's something that, you know, only we can cultivate for ourselves. You know, it's like we can have a lot of people outside of us that's saying, oh, you need to do this, and, you know, this and this and this, but you have to resonate with it. You know, it's like you have to know it for yourself, so that you can, you know, find those ways of recharging, and you know, being connected to a larger sense of life, of yourself, you know, so that you,
Right. And looking for the great avenues, you know, like using it as clues sometimes to come into your greater self, take your best foot forward, not being in fear.
yeah, and the tarot is great for you know, sparking, you know, inspiration. Again, like giving one an avenue, a way to, you know, move forward. Sometimes the inspiration is just to get out of your head, you know, to
Right.
like, you know, stop going on the hamster wheel, you know, and that's, you know, sometimes all you need to get the momentum moving again.
Well, sometimes it's like taking a card every day. That's why the inspiration cards have become so popular. But, you know, in when I was in Asia, I tried to go to as many temples as I could.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you know, they have the sticks, and you take a stick and you take it to the monk, and they talk to you about maybe what your problems or what this means, you know. So it's a divination system.
Mm-hmm.
So I just loved it, you know, as far as like, okay, I'm gonna, and then, you know, the Shaolin priests, they create a blessing for you. And so that was really, you know, this big, huge paper, and you put it in the incinerator. And they don't really let Westerners do it, I was told, but, you know, I got to do it. They welcomed me right in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I knew all the, you know, all their little statues and everything. I knew who they were. And, you know, I'd point and talk to them about it. And they were like, oh my gosh, she knows. So yeah, it was great. And they didn't speak English. I didn't speak Chinese, but, you know, it was fabulous.
It's like a meeting of spirits.
That's right.
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 Like,
and we blessed each other. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's what it is. You know, tarot is like a fun, I mean, it's a really, you know, it can be, you know, hard too, you know, harrowing. We go through terrible times in our lives. You know, we just want some comfort. And, you know, when are we going to get out of some situation? What's the pathway out of it, if nothing else, you know? And so you're just like, oh, come on. So, yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to pull a card for like an inspirational message
Yeah.
in a particular part, like either like the spiritual path or like a career, something that is a message for
just more on a worldly basis.
Yeah, something that you know, can be for someone to use as like a meditation for themselves today.
Yeah. Let's see what card comes up.
What area? What theme?
It's victory. Well, inspirational, just a spiritual path.
Okay.
Victory. How do you get there? You wear many hats in life. Yeah, but it's all about going forward, progressing, and not allowing yourself to stumble. You know, you're all an individual person. So this would be all about individuality.
Is that the Six of Wands?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a victory. It's all about victory. So you're going forth, you know, and the rider deck, it's the wreath, and he's riding in with the wreath. Yeah. So how about you?
I have the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. I hope I don't have to pay someone a royalty to be able to say that.
No, it's a game in Vegas.
Right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
No, it's a game that we play in life too, the Wheel of Fortune. But you know, I feel that like in the Wizard's Tarot, you know, it's, you see like the three stages of womanhood that are represented there, like maiden, mother, wise woman. And you know, the idea that you want to live a long and fulfilled life, that you want to, you know, move from stage to stage to stage with grace and with a sense of fulfillment, you know, that you're determined to not just, you know, stay at one level in your life, but to grow, to experience like all of the abundance that life has to offer at any time in one's life. And you know, the Wheel of Fortune, it's ruled by Jupiter, which is about expansion, about growth, about being in good fortune, and you know, being able to resonate with that. You know, it's like there's a your part in your life is to resonate with the things that are given to you, the abundance that comes to you, and to you know, be in a place of gratitude with it, and allow for, you know, change to be something again that you can gracefully, you know, step into, that you can you know, move along with and not resist.
Right. And that goes along really nicely with this card, because this is too, you know, you're progressing forward. You know, it's a Wands card. It's all about, you know, going forward and trying to be successful in every step. And the 6 is all about, you know, your health, your work, your service to others. You know, this is, you know, it comes in quite strongly that, you know, it's a work card too. Yeah.
And you know, with you know, being in a certain resonance with your life, where you allow for abundance, it's like the spiritual path, it's like what it requires of you is to have a sense of the bigger picture as well, you know, where you can kind of like see above yourself sometimes, and not just be so in the thick of it, but kind of take a step back and see that bigger picture, and how things are moving, so that, you know, you're for one, don't get trapped in a single moment in time,
Right.
that you don't like just get locked in and can't move, you know, past that. It's so that you can you know, value your ability to change, to grow, to be in again this place of experiencing the long and the fulfilled life. So, you know, at the end of one's life, one is they're ready to like you know, move on. You know, they're ready to accept you know, like the next step.
Mhm.
You know, there's a lot of people, you know, that I see there, they can be resistant as far as like accepting when change is upon them, when the next opportunity is there. And it's like they just want to hold on. And you know, it's not on me, it's not on you, right, to just like, you know, force them to like, you know, let go. It's like, but that encouragement, that you know, that when the signs are ready, it's like it's time to move on.
Right. Yeah, it's in the encouragement. That was the word. It's to
Yeah.
encourage you to change or to grow.
Yeah.
And growth is not always easy.
Huh.
We can see it in the cards and we can talk about it, but then you're going to have to do it. Yeah.
It's awkward, right?
Yeah.
Growth. I mean, because you're not used to
Sure.
something. It's like you're in this place of like, oh, I know where everything's at, I'm comfortable, and then you know,
Comfy.
growth happens, and it's like you're going through growing pains.
Right.
And until you get to another place, another plateau, that you can feel like, all right, you know, is everything like settled? Until then, it's like,
Mhm.
not all the time, but
Not all the time.
you know, a lot of the time.
Right. Well, we all have things that we kind of, if we're not trying to actually get to, you know, something like a where we want to make enough money, or we want to our health to be better, then, you know, I mean, because that's a work in progress. Like we're always moving forward toward that. But if it's, you know, like hurt feelings or trying to emotionally or intellectually, you know, purge something, that, you know, it's just encouraging, like keep encouraging people to, you know, allow themselves to become clear. Like, okay, you know, and a lot of times it's not really you, it's someone else. You're carrying their burdens as well. So you got to let go.
So you mentioned,
yeah.
You mentioned money. Let's pull a card on money. Like,
Money?
Yeah, what's inspirational?
Inspirational for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to go first, or are you going to go first?
You can go first.
All right. So pulled the world, the world. And I think that, you know, for spiritual people, it's like their relationship with money can be tricky at best. And I think that it is always about how one uses what it is that they have anyway. You know, money is just it's that middle ground between the individual and wealth and abundance. You know, the things that one can purchase with money, and so having a healthy relationship with it, so that you know that how you're investing that money, how you're spending it, that it resonates with you, that you're not just you know, throwing it away. You're not buying it on things that you're not in kind of the same frequency with. And knowing that it's a system, like money itself it's just a system. And you know, in our lifetimes, we've seen it change from actual physical paper to credit cards to digital. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like the last, like I remember going to Las Vegas, like back in the 80s, and, you know, people would be playing, you know, slot machines, and you'd hear the money falling out of the slot machines. And it was a very, you know, it's like I've hit the jackpot kind of thing. And now, you know, people will go in with like a card, you know, it's like a debit card, and it's just like, you know, it's still the
ding,
same
ding,
thing.
ding, dings, but yeah, you're taking your card into the booth there.
It's like it shows us kind of the transitory form of it. It's a symbol for a like a number, and it's like, you know, how it is that we end up using it, how we spend it, how we invest our time, how we invest our life in you know, raising our you know, our education or our experiences, you know, being of help to others. It's like, you know, that's where one looks to be clear on, is kind of that end result of it. So that's what I get from the world on that. How about you, Tara?
Nice. I got judgment.
Right before the world.
Right before the world. So, yeah, and I feel like the world is about you know, it's money is just of the world, you know, it's not of the universe. It's only of the world. So the thing is that I have Ghosty trying to crawl on my lap. Anyway, so the thing with the world is that, you know, it's the attainment of things. And so we always kind of need money, whereas it's an energy. And the more that we kind of align ourselves to the energy, then it becomes. And, you know, so this is all about the many changes that happen with money. You know, it's like, don't judge yourself. Don't get too into the fray. Don't get into the whole, you know, Jones, that, you know, I have to have this just because they have this, you know, what your neighbor has, you know, do your thing. And money is an energy. Keep the energy going within you, centered. And so therefore it will easily happen. You won't be without. Actually, it'll be easier, more and more on your mental, you know, condition, just to stay focused on what you do. And that's what a lot of it too is, like focusing on what your skill is, focusing on that we progress forward, that when we put ourselves into a situation, that we gain some kind of reward for it. And a lot of times it's money. And that's every day, you know, is putting ourselves in our job or career.
Yeah, you know, there's an energy of ascension too with the judgment, where one is looking to go from here to here, you know, and sometimes, like you see in the Rider-Waite, where the angel is, you know, blowing the trumpet, right? It's a calling, you know, to rise up, and so, you know, those times too, when you feel that your own value is increasing, it's like, then go appropriately with that, you know, like match your inner value with the outside world too, so that you know, you're being, you know, paid more, that you're being you know, honored for your knowledge, the work that you do, all of those good things.
And we know a lot of people that don't ask, you know, you don't get. And a lot of times it's, if you're too kind, you know, it's taken advantage of. So, you know, there's a lot of things, but don't think that somebody who is, you know, conniving and grabby and grasping, and they seem to be wealthy, they are very poor in other areas of their life. And so the bottom line is do not feel like you're not a rich person in many different ways of your life. And you can be rich in money and be a perfectly wonderful person. You can be rich of people around you. You can be rich in so many different ways. Family love, relationships, your career, whatever it is. You know, it's not really about the almighty dollar. It's all about really our value system, our foundations that we have upon the earth. And because it isn't going to go with us when we die. It just isn't. You know, we have to live a really good life while we're on the planet. And rewards come. each and every day if you're open for miracles and blessings and beauty. Just are. Yeah.
What about the area of career? As far as you know, and the way that I would describe career is maybe differentiate it from a job. A job is something that, you know, one can do just for money, you know, just for sustaining themselves.
And they may not, and they may, you know, a job sometimes gives somebody a rest in this lifetime over having a career. Career is,
right, but a career is investment.
Yeah, it's investment.
It's something that you feel like, you know, you're utilizing your natural talents, your gifts, you feel like at the end of each day, it's like you have you know, contributed something greater than just, you know, pushing paper, or, you know, something that it's like, you know, it can be 9 to 5 and it's like you're ready to go at 5 o'clock, you know.
Right.
Whereas a career is like, you're in it. This is what you do. This is what you're called to do. So that's how I would differentiate the two. And it's not, again, out of judgment, right? It's like, you know, some of us work jobs, some of us have careers, you know, and it's like, you know, how we navigate all of those is like, it's like, you know, everyone feels like stress and all that over everything. But what is inspirational, you know, in regards to career? Go ahead and choose a card.
Are you going to pull a card? Okay.
I will, but after you can go first this time.
Okay. So I chose Queen of Wands. So career means that this is the career woman, period.
Yeah.
This is a career card. Man or woman. This is it. This is someone who gets up and goes. You know, I mean, you know, you can take time to rest, but you're out to win something, and you're out to be successful, period. You know, it's about shining in the world. It's about making contacts with others and allowing those contacts to be a fruitful contacts, because, you know, you can talk to people, and, you know, you can be dreaming in your head, or you can be talking, or you actually progress into whatever it is that you would like to achieve. So, you know, the progression comes through the solar plexus. You know, we have to move forward, and what we're dreaming, what we're talking about. So this card is all about production. Yes.
Wonderful. I got the Queen of Cups.
Wow. Nice.
The Queen of Cups. And you know, in regards to career, it's like where one is invested in it, that their heart center, you know, what's represented by the cups, like that one is in it fully, but they're also taking opportunities to recharge themselves, to not get wiped out by it, that they're not just in that place of fire and they're burning themselves out. That I feel that the Queen of Cups is one of the most sensitive personalities, you know, as far as feelings and empathy and all, and it is
inspired.
Yeah, and you know, it's like the ability to connect with others is so much there, and yet you know, recognizing when one is in overwhelm, when the fire is too hot, and when there's time to pull back and to replenish, recharge, and you know, again, in meaningful ways. It's you know, the balance of the two might be really interesting, you know, because it's not that the water's putting out the fire. It's that you know, it's like the fire is hot, but sometimes it needs to be tempered and all, so
Right.
that,
You need to drink to be replenished.
yeah, it's like one needs to feel the like the fire and the energy of their own passions. And that can be a very internal process, whereas with the cups, one can be seeing how their work affects others.
Yeah.
And just that ability to be with others and to share real moments, like heart-centered moments, where there's deep connection. So it's not just someone who's just again kind of just driven and locked inside themselves.
Well, I think those would have come up the male cards, because those are more the driven.
Mm-hmm.
To whereas you're supposed to have some kind of thoughtfulness in the way that you handle your life. That's probably why the women came in. Right,
because women are more thoughtful.
Well, that's right. No, they tend to be more nurturing.
Well,
on a challenging, competitive level.
We all have masculine and feminine energy within us, right? And that balance of the two is, what can give us the most fulfilled experience of life. Where it's not just one or the other, but it's a blending of both. And
but men are warriors. Men tend to be warriors. To where women can.
I know some men
warriors,
who are not warriors.
No, I know, but I mean in the cards. If you're getting it in the card, it's like go now. If it was like the King of Wands.
This is where we might disagree a bit, because I feel like one of the hardest personalities, or the most warrior type personality, can be like the Queen of Swords.
Oh yeah.
Like you do not want to cross the Queen of Swords.
No, you do not want to cross.
So I think that there's like again, like this balance, that one can look to activate in it. But it's really interesting that both the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups came up for career, because it's like it's important when it's at that royalty stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, again, career is really important, but to find that layer of inspiration, and to know that you have permission to go forward, drive as hard as you need to, but then you can recharge yourself too, and not get wiped out by yourself. Not to burn yourself out.
Right. Well, and I talked to somebody the other day, and it was really interesting. They were talking about somebody they knew who had was super talented, but now they're kind of getting elderly, and they're losing their stability, and just mental stability. And it was real interesting how someone so brilliant can not put it down on paper, or teach it, or share it. And he was saying that it was very interesting to watch that, to whereas, it's like, do it now. Like you have a chance to do it now. If you want a career, start heading toward it. It doesn't matter how old you are, just go for what you want, but study it. You can't just walk into anything. It's a step-by-step process. Jason and I both didn't get here just because we got here. It was a step-by-step process, and it took many, many years to hone it. I was very naturally psychic, but I still studied so many things, within the divination systems, because I was attracted to it, and it was, for years before I started, doing therapy with others. Jason too.
Yeah, it does take a while, and it's what you were saying too about someone who's been accomplished, and is starting to decline. It's like, it reminds me, and I knew this kind of early on in life. It's like, where one just like, works and works and works and works and works and works and works. And then it's like, oh, okay, now I can afford to like take a vacation, or, as opposed to like taking like moments, taking, this time to reclaim yourself, or to recharge yourself along the way, and not just, get to a point of where it's like, okay, now I can like relax, because that's in just human
stamina to walk.
Yeah, it's like,
days in Europe, or
yeah,
I don't want to do that.
I'm going to take a trip, and then it's like, oh my God, this is like a lot of walking, and I'm too old, because it's recognizing that, you find ways to recharge yourself along the way, to fill yourself with new inspiration, so that it's this constant that you create for yourself. It's not a just a this or that kind of thing, but it can be, a lot of things along the way. How about love? How about relationships?
How about love? So how about it?
You want me to go first?
Yes.
All right. The Hermit.
Oh, yes.
And, looking at what's inspirational about the Hermit, right? It's like the Hermit looks to know themselves, looks to go within, and to recognize what their own light is inside, that part of you that is your spark.
Mhm.
And it doesn't mean that, one pulls away from life and, goes off and lives in a cave, right? Because that's not who we are as people. It's like we need each other. We need relationships. But when you know yourself, when you know what it is that you can bring to a relationship, then that's who you show up as in that relationship. You show up as yourself. And as, when you're authentic, when you're not just, portraying a role, then that's, it can be where you're not pleasing everybody, right? But the people that you're aligning with, because you're like transmitting your true frequency and all, then that's when it's like at its best, so look to find, your own light, what makes you unique, and be that person in life, and attract others, according to that, rather than you trying to twist and shape yourself to please someone else.
Right. Contortionist. I got another Queen card. Queen of Pentacles.
Queens have been wanting to show up.
Yeah. So the thing is well, it's all about really, enjoying your life. It would be enjoying the earth. Whatever the earth has to offer as far as love is to love it, and love it well. I mean, it can be flowers, it can be trees, it can be the grass, it can be a pretty building, pretty house, whatever it is that it's pretty to you, it's to look at it and to be in the resonance of it. Yeah. Breathe in the sunshine, breathe in the snow, whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, is to enjoy it on the earth. And that's part of love, because love is that higher vibrational energy that is, we all deserve it. We all deserve love. And so, it's how do you want it? I haven't been in marriage for years, but, I love my life, love my you know, I love the flowers and the trees and just everything that's, you know, good in life. A good cup of tea, and I drink herbal tea, but gave up caffeine years ago.
What?
Yes. And, but, you know, it's just enjoy everything. Good meals.
Yeah, I like to call her the
Wow.
sensual queen, meaning, you know, it's
Yeah.
like taking in the world from the senses. There's a lot of, you know, people that will forget to enjoy their environment. They get so like locked into their own inner world that they forget like to like surround themselves, you know, what in an environment of nurturing or you know, something that is healing, and you know, just being able to enjoy a good meal, you know, enjoy the sights and sounds and smells of, you know, a park, nature, maybe not the city. It's like, get out of the city, go into
City
nature.
parks are great. Everywhere I've ever been. No, it can be good.
Did you say city parks?
Yeah, I've been to great city parks.
Okay,
Oh, great.
not so
Great.
much in LA.
Maybe not so much in LA, but even then, you know, there's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, I work in the park all the time, you know, Griffith Park. Wow.
Griffith Park is pretty big. Griffith Park is
beautiful.
very expansive. There's a lot of great places to hike around in. Have you been to that one that's along the little creek there? It's like the
Aqueduct.
no, it's not the aqueduct, but it's just like a tiny little body of water, and it's like just this little grotto, kind of like this nice little wooded area.
Nice.
It's really sweet, and we'll take the dogs there and all.
See, you've been to city parks. But anyway, yeah, no, it's perfectly nice. I'd actually like to go up to the observatory upcoming.
Yeah, that's a good hike too. I mean, it's you can park and you can like, you know, just walk up, hike up. It's not just the easiest walk. It's like,
yeah, it's steep going up.
It's yeah, our mom was like talking about like being up there, you know, when she was in her nursing years, and when she went up there, it's like they were filming a movie, and it was James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause.
Wow.
They were filming that like in the 50s.
Yeah, fun.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I'm writing her nursing story. I'm editing for her. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, she's a pretty great writer.
Oh, that's a great thing, you know, because there's so many of us now that are writers. Now, you know, but to
you want to share your book, Chase?
You know what? I'm going to share the hardcover version of it.
Oh,
of
beautiful.
Magic Channel tarot reading with the tarot wizard, and I have a Japanese version as well.
Wow, how cool is that? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's like that's cool. So
cool.
No, but like to pull a card for creative expression.
Yes. Creative expression.
You go first. Right. You go first.
Oh.
What's inspirational for someone who's wanting to create?
I have the 2 of Pentacles. And so, you know, it says basically there, you know, she's looking in the mirror. She sees somebody too old to experience things, but in reality, she, you know, it's all about the time. You know, the time is now. And, you know, you have a lot of scholars around, you know, and it seems like the medical, like almost like the medical insignia and the books there. So it's all about, you know, like whatever you're inspired by, you know, create it and do it. Don't be afraid, because, you know, there's a afraid person down here. So it's all about, you know, the duality of of your creativity. And you may not make any money at it, but you fulfill your life in some way. And so, you know, do it. It could be whittling wood. It could be, you know, making, you know, birdhouses. I don't know. You never know what you do well, and it's fun. You know, I've had fun with everything that I've played with.
Yeah,
like baking cookies.
it's important to be able to move energy. If one has a desire and it is to create something, it's like, you know, create it at the level that you can do it at. It's like the moment you start to say, well, if I, you know, I want to paint, but, you know, if I had like, you know, lessons from this institute, then I could like start, you know, or.
Well, and it says study, you know, all those books and everything is about study.
Yeah, it's like, you know, but start where you're at, you know, create the momentum on it. I got the 3 of Wands.
Oh, nice.
And, you know, I see this card as the energy of a bridge, creating a bridge to get from one side of a shore to the next. And it's like you know, the wands, they're very much about creative energy, the passion to do something, but something may feel like it's on the other side. And it's like, how do I get to the other side? You know, and it's like, you are responsible for embodying your passion. You are the one who is to create the bridge, rather than looking to see if someone else has created a bridge that they crossed over, rather than you taking that shortcut. It's about you doing the work, so that you're not taking any shortcuts, and you're connecting, you're deepening your relationship with this part of yourself, this creativity that is, you know, looking to be expressed. And it's like that journey that you take, where you're deepening it, you're doing this on an individual basis, then that is going to take you to the next you know, part of the journey. We'll put you more in that solid place of like, oh my God, I did this, you know, I can do this. And you can move forward on it.
Hey, Jason, what kind of seminars do you have coming up? And can you give us your website?
My website, jasondmckean, jasondmckean.com. Well, there's a Shaman Apex coming up in March.
That's right.
And towards the end of March, as I know.
25th, 26th, and 27th in Sedona.
In Sedona.
I've rented a ranch, and it is sacred space. The labyrinth, the medicine wheel, and the Rinpoches have, you know, they've blessed the ground as far as they're making a stupa.
It's fantastic. I mean, I'm so excited about that. And you know, I have classes. I do classes Sunday, Monday, and Thursday nights, Pacific time, in the evening. And that information is on my website, and on Facebook. I'll post it. Meetup. How about you, Tara? What's
yes? Well, I have you know, I'm always doing private sessions, and I've been doing a lot of equine therapy. So anybody interested in that too, you know, just contact me, and I'll move you forward on how to get a session. And also I'm doing a psychic seminar in a couple months in March. The week before in Sedona, right before the Shaman Apex, which is the Shaman Summit. And why I put them side by side in, you know, weekends is because most people love to stay in Sedona. And so I gave the opportunity, they're affordable, so that you could attend both. The psychic seminar is turning on your psychic powers. The Shaman Apex is a gathering of healers, and we all come together really to experience just so much fun. So yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's also it's meaningful. You know, it's
Yes.
like
And you can find the information. It has buttons on the front. tarainsight.com. It's tarainsight.com. Yeah. I really stopped everybody from having to fumble trying to spell Sutphen. Tarainsight. Okay.
so much easier.
So much easier. Okay. Well, blessings, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you, Jason, for being on the show.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you, Tara. Love you too.
Thank you for listening to Transformations with Tara. Tara hopes this program brings guidance and insight towards a better tomorrow. If you have any questions or inquiries, or would just like to know more about Tara Sutphen's workshops and seminars or private sessions, please visit her website now at tarainsight.com. Until next time, many blessings.